All right, so we're recording. Welcome, everybody. I'm glad y'all are here to make this. Today, we're going to be talking about lead magnets, and we're going to make a lead magnet. I'm going to show you how easy it is to do. And I think a lot of people right now have a little bit of downtime, maybe not, to kind of work on some of this stuff and get some of this stuff made. Once you have these things made and ready to go, you can put out that advertising anytime you want or stick it out on social media anytime you want to really start bringing leads in to your system with a good lead magnet. So what we're going to do today is we're going to make a relocation guide. Actually, I'm going to do a bit of a neighborhood guide, but we're going to do it with Canva. And just for anybody that's watching this on YouTube later on, if you want to come to these success meetups live, we do them Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday at 11:30 Pacific, 2:30 Eastern. You can scan that QR code and it'll take you right to the registration page. All right, so I'm gonna take a quick second and, oh my God, I'm muted. Am I muted? Not muted. Can you all hear me? I said I was muted, but I don't think I was. Okay, so anyway, let me get back to what I was saying. So let's talk about lead magnets. So lead magnets are anything that you can put out into the world that people want to have. So a relocation guide, a buyer's guide, a seller's guide, checklists. People love checklists, things like, the top 10 things to do to get your home ready for sale, or top 10 moving tips, or things like that, where what you're offering them has to be good enough for them to want to give you their information. So you're offering them something and they're going to give you their contact info so that you can send it to them or give it to them or let them instantly download it or whatever it may be. So you want to make it good. You want to make it something that people care about. So kind of start thinking about those kinds of things, if that makes sense. Today I'm going to make a relocation guide, and I was thinking about kind of what people would be wanting to know about when they're relocating. And I think if you're in a spot like Florida or Texas, where everybody's just flocking there, a relocation guide for your specific area would be great. But I live in Portland and nobody is coming to Portland. But what people are doing in Portland, and what I just did this summer, is I moved out of Portland and I moved into one of the suburb cities, and we are way, way happier for that move. And so if you're in that kind of situation, maybe a good thing to think about is a guide to the area suburbs of your city, so that people that are trying to make that move can do that. And you could really, instead of focusing on people that live outside of your area, you can still focus on people that live inside your area, but that are making the move maybe out to the burbs. So I thought that would be kind of an interesting twist. And also, if you think about it, although they're going to buy a house in the suburbs, probably they own a home that they're trying to get rid of in the city. So it's a good way to pick up both buyers and seller leads, if that makes sense. So what we're going to do is we are going to, let's get out of here. Bring this over. The first thing we need to do is make the guide, right? So as you know, I adore the Canva, and I'll share my screen. And so in Canva, they have all sorts of templates, but if you search for an ebook template, there's tons of them. And they can make a guide for you. They've got pages in the guide and that kind of stuff. So I'm going to actually choose this one, but there's all sorts of different ones. If you're, this is kind of girly, I guess, but if you're a dude, you're like, oh, it's a little more masculine, whatever it is that you want it to be. Obviously, you can change out all the stuff on here. So the things that are in there aren't necessarily going to be what it's about in the end. So let's choose this guy right here, and I'm going to customize it. So although I live in Portland, my demo KB Core account is hooked up to the MLS in Virginia. So we're going to do the Richmond suburbs. So when you get in here, you can just say, mm, to relocating to the suburbs, Richmond. You can see that when you're in Canva, they have all this stuff done for you. Or we might actually want to take this out, A, because I misspelled it, and B, I want to change it. Relocating to the suburbs, maybe, actually, I want to change it. I want to go like this. Let me say, the suburbs. Relocating to the suburbs, right? And then here we're going to write Richmond, Virginia. And then, oh, I don't like that. Let's do Richmond. We can make this longer. And so it's pretty easy to make all these edits. So you can do your put your website in here. It might be, live in Richmond.com or whatever, if you want to. I want to, we're going to do it later when we're done with this. We're going to download it into a PDF, but there are ways to download a PDF where you can actually put hyperlinks in to your PDF. So if they're downloading this to their computer or their cell phone, we're going to sprinkle in things they can click on inside of the PDF all the way through. So the first thing we're going to do here is we're going to link this up to your KV Core site. So this is my KV Core site, but obviously it would probably be, liveinrichmond.com or whatever yours is. I'm actually gonna, there you go. And so then the next page, you could put something about me, or you could put something about Richmond or whatever. I'm gonna actually take this out. I'm gonna delete this page. And I'm going to say, okay, Richmond. Let me say top suburbs. Not like that. Top suburbs of Richmond. Right now, before I signed on with you guys, I got on Chat GPT and I got a bunch of content. And if you haven't watched my video from that, this is where I got all the content, and it's real easy to do. I will share it with you guys in the chat here. Okay. Oh, I got some questions too. Okay, no audio. Crap. I hope you guys can hear me now. Do you have a recommended size for the ebook? I missed the first couple of minutes. Where did you find this template at? Let's go back. So in Canva, if you just search for ebook templates, you will find it right here. This is the one I chose, but there's tons of different ebook templates. When you're talking about size, I think the ebook size is great because it's something that it's meant to be an ebook, so it can be looked at on people's computers or phones. So if you just go with the sizing on Canva, it should work out for you. Some of these are, I think, like more square. I would probably go with a little bit longer. If that makes sense. I think this is a good size. Okay. Okay, cool. So top suburbs of Richmond. And then let me pull it up here. I went and got some information about the suburbs of Richmond, and obviously you live in your own area, so you're going to know it. But I put them all on a Google Doc. So these are like the top 10 Richmond suburbs. So I would just start copying and pasting these over. So um, makes sense. Tuckahoe, it's Tuckahoe, not Tuckahoe. Oh, never mind. Okay, that's funny. Wood Lake. I just do Wood Lake. I'm just copying and pasting them over from that doc I had. Oh, that one look. Wood Lake. Hello. One doesn't want to let me redo it. It's really strange. Yes, I hate the way this looks, but you got to get the idea. Weird. It's not letting me edit it. I'm gonna take this here, copy it, paste it down there. Hello. Not sure what happened there. It's not letting me edit for some reason, and I wonder if it's my internet. It might just be because I'm zooming at the same time and it's mad. But you might want to put in like a picture of Richmond in here while I'm waiting for my. Maybe it's my. Oh. It's my keyboard's not working. I have to use the one on my laptop, which I hate. Richmond, Virginia. So do that. That was why. Maybe my batteries are dead on it. It's on air. Brandermill. Okay, so you guys get the idea. So like you could do it out, and then there's actually 10 of them. And so what you could do is you could take all this, copy it, paste it, put it over here, like on your table of contents. And this could be, 07, 08, so you could have all your list of all of them. If that makes sense. So I'm not going to go through and change them all, but you kind of get the idea. And then instead of chapter 1, you could put, Glen Allen. I really hate this font. You could change the font. In fact, I'm going to because I hate it so much. I can't even look at it. Let's do this. That's better. I can read that. Obviously you don't want it to be crazy when you're trying to do this stuff, because you want people to be able to read. Is that what I did? Euphoria? Yeah, Euphoria. You want people to be able to read what you're doing, obviously. Okay. What's the name of that font? Euphoria script is this font. I don't know what the font was before. It was like shadow script or something, and I didn't like it at all. Okay, and so now what I did was what is the name of the font? Mine. Not sure what you mean by that. This font that I changed it to is Euphoria script. Okay, so what I got was, let's pull back up my, you're welcome. I think I closed it down. Let's see what I did. Oh, no, there it is. Okay. Let's pull back up my Richmond thing. So Glen Allen, I might do some information about, some bullets first. So maybe instead of this one here, I do a text with some bullets. And let's see, what is this, Alice? So let's change it to Alice. Alice. Meh. Alice. And then obviously we're going to make it way smaller, 20. There we go. And we're going to go like this. I'm going to put this, I'm just going to move this around. I'm going to make this left. Right? So now you've got a thing there, and I doubt that they have a picture of Glen Allen on Canva. But you could just, get a picture of a house that looks like it belongs in Glen Allen if I lived there, which I don't have any idea, but you do because you are that area. Let's see, another question. Have you been able to use the Chat GPT site lately? Wanting to check it out, it says it's busy. It is good content. I have been on it. The trick is once you get in and you log in is to stay logged in. If you stay logged in, you can always access it, but getting into it first time can be a while. You just have to keep checking back. Okay. So I got some information about Glen Allen that I am going to copy and paste over. You're welcome, which is a lot. So probably I'm going to do half of it. Backspace that out and put the rest of it in there. Maybe take this picture out. Delete the whole thing, delete. So you kind of get the idea. And so then the other thing we're going to do, like I said before, is we're going to get some links in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in what I love is a button. So I'm going to search for a button. And we're going to put it right down here. And we're going to, actually, I don't like that button because I can't change the sizing on it. Can't do that. I mean, you can change the sizing, but I like being able to make it longer and squishier if I want to. I don't know if it's going to let me do it. Probably not. All right, we'll just use this guy. So here's a button. And then we can put in a text that says, browse Glen Allen Homes. Of course, you want to spell it right, which I never do when I'm typing. We'll make this also that Alice font that is being used. We will put the spacing closer. We will make it smaller. We'll stick it in side there. And what you can do is you can take it and you can, well, sometimes when I take this, it's in my way. Delete. You can select them both and group them. So now they're all one thing. And then you can take that one thing and we can put in a hyperlink. So let's do that. So let's go over to KB Core. If you're like, is anything about KB Core? Yes, it's right here. We're going to make a squeeze page. Oh, really? You're gonna do that to me? Hang on a second. Let me sign in and out. I'm in like 8 different accounts every day, and so it gets mad at me. Just a sec. Thinking about it. Let's try to sign back in. There we go. Okay, let's try that again. So, lead engine, build squeeze page. Now I'm going to go Glen Allen. Find it, city of Glen Allen. Probably I don't want all this stuff. I just want like homes, single family homes, maybe townhomes, I guess. I don't know what the area calls for. You would know because you live there. And then now here's the trick. You can make them sign up if you want to. However, they've already signed up in order, as you're going to see, in order for them to get this whole guide, they're going to have to give you their information first, right? So they're going to have to sign up anyway. So the question then becomes, do you want to make them sign up again? Or do you not want to make them sign up again? So I say no, because, you know, if they're already signed in, it's going to pick it up anyway. And if they're not already signed in, they kind of already gave you their information. So it's up to you if you want to make them have to register or not register here. If you don't have them make them register, the source and the hashtag and all that junk is irrelevant because it's not going to pull in because they're not going to register on this link. If you do make them register, then you can say, hey, this came from my suburbs guide. And the hashtag could be Richmond verbs, right? So you want to generate that link, copy it, and go ahead and again, go up to your thing here and add in that link. So if you do that, then you're going to be able to, they can click on that and browse Glen Allen Homes. There's also, you know, another page in here, want to learn more. You could make that all about, you know, you or whatever you wanted to, but right now I'm just going to delete it out. So now I'm going to copy both of those pages that I did. And I'm going to move this one down. So now I'm going to go on to my next guy, which was it? Mechanicsville. So Mechanicsville. And I'm going to get back to my, I keep closing that down or what? So it did. Go back to my Google Doc that I had made before. Let's get our Mechanicsburg information. And now that you've already formatted everything for the first one, it's going to be real easy to do it again here. You know, you're just copying and pasting this stuff in. Uh-oh. There we go. And then I'm going to get my information. Where did I put it? There it is. Copy it. Now I'm not going to do, oopsies, I'm not going to do all 10 of these because you get the idea, right? These, where can I cut this off at? There, maybe. Right. That's too much. I'm just going to take this bottom part out. Now, in order to change we're going to change this up and browse Mechanicsville homes. And you just have to, I'm going to ungroup it actually, just so that I can get in here. What happened there? That's weird. I'm not sure what happened there. But let's go back to this guy. Bring it down. Ungroup it. Delete that. I'm going to ungroup it. Paste. Ungroup. There we go. Take out that. Delete. This guy we need to make a little longer. We have to make this guy a little bigger so that it, oops, put them together, group them, and go back to Kiwi Core. Mechanicsville, right? Same thing. Generate it, new link, copy it, and paste it. All right, so basically you're just going to keep doing that for all of your areas, right? Now we want to make the landing page for this, because what we're going to do is we're going to download this. So you're going to download it as a PDF. And don't do it for printing because it will be way too big. Do it PDF standard. And we're going to download it. Now I've got it downloaded. But the other thing I want to do is I want to make a background picture for my landing page where we're going to have this. So I was just talking to our professional services team and I asked them what the best sizing was for custom backgrounds on landing pages. And they told me it was, let's do this. Let's go back to Canva and create a design. On a custom size. They told me we should do 2,460 pixels by 1,000. Let's see if this works. So let's go back to our ebook and I'm going to copy this page and I'm going to stick it here. Now it's not going to, that didn't work. I just copied the background. That's what I did. Let's copy the whole thing. Copy. And stick it here. There we go. Now we kind of have the kind of all the stuff we have on it. Just so we want it to look kind of the similar, but we're going to have to change it because obviously it's a much, much wider thing. Let's do delete. Let's do a different picture of Richmond photos. Richmond, Virginia. Let's try and find something really long like this guy right here. Right? Let's turn this around. Let's make this bigger. Do I like that? I don't know. I don't think I do, to be quite honest. I'm just going to take that guy out. Yeah, that looks better. Okay. We're going to put it over here because remember when we do our landing page, like your logo is going to be here and all the stuff's going to be here. So let's kind of keep it off to the side. And this is kind of janky. Let's make that. Yep, there we go. Okay. So now we have a good background picture for our landing page. So I'm going to download that into a PNG. Okay. Do we have any questions so far? I know I'm kind of flying through this here, but okay. Let me know. Okay, so let's go back to KV Core. So what we're going to do is we are going to make a landing page. So build landing page. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to change that background picture. So if you go to KV Core, this is the easiest way to do it. You're going to say quick actions, add a blog post. And we're going to add a post. We're not really going to add a post, but we just want to get that picture. We need a link for that picture. So we're going to upload the picture we just downloaded. Oh, really? Okay, that's fine. We're going to need a smaller picture. Let's change this. They lied to me. Professional services, resize. What's half of that? That's Heather, do math. 1,230, 30 and 500. Let's try that. Okay, let's try this one. Let's try that one. Yay, it worked. Do you see this right here? This now is your link that is, what happened? Ah, I hit, I hit paste instead of copy. My bad. Try it again. Control C, save. Now you have a link for that. And if you didn't get it on before you saved it, you can always just go to the embed code. It's right here again. Right there. Now you've got this in here. You don't need it. You can just cancel this out and not publish it, but that URL is now floating around in the universe for you. So the first thing we're going to do is change the background to a custom background. You stick that URL right there. And I don't like what it did up there with the Richmond suburbs, so I'm going to take that out. Because it's going to change depending on what size screen you have, so I might just have a picture of Richmond in the background. Let's try it again one more time. Control copy, custom background, some background. Control E. There we go. I like that better. I also like the light theme better. I just think it's easier to read. What didn't it update since you updated it in Canva? No, because I know what you're saying, Delisa. And if you use the embed code from Canva, then yes, anything you update in Canva will reflect where you put it if you're embedding it with the embed code. But if you're just downloading the actual file, all you've done is uploaded a file. It doesn't have any connection anymore to Canva because it's the actual file I downloaded. Yeah. Okay, so your logo will be right here. My logo is not working. But you're going to say, moving to the burbs. Free detailed guide to the best Richmond suburbs. Okay. And you got to give them a reason. Why are they, why am I giving you my information, right? What are you going to give me in this guide? You could put, school ratings, find the perfect education opportunities. We're going to say, social scenes. Find out what each area has to offer for, for restaurants and activities, something like that. You could put things like outdoor activities, God, Heather, I still spelled it wrong. Activities, there you go. Outdoor activities, outdoor is all one word. Guide to the area parks and recreation. Hello. Guide to the area parks and recreation. Gosh, what else would we have in there? What did I write about? I don't know. What did ChatGPT give me, people? It said outdoor activities, community features and infrastructure. Community features. I'm going to say I'm not seeing that one. History, lifestyles, and amenities. Let's put that. Where am I at here? History, lifestyles, and amenities. Right? Again, you want to spell right. Okay, so now we need to change a few other things. So see the list now is not what we want. We want download. So open your submit button, you change it to instantly download our guide. Instantly download our guide. And you might want to put free exclusive. Make it so that like it's something that they can't get anywhere else, basically. And so the hashtag could be, don't put the tag, don't put the £, just put what you want, Richmond burbs, right? And Kelly
Kelly to get some great training. I snuck in.
Like, who's coming in here? Richmond burbs, right? And so basically, I think, oh, the URL after login, that's what you want. So in order to put in an instantly downloadable guide, remember when we downloaded our ebook before, is right here, right? And we had it there. You could see again, we put those links in, remember? And those links will take you back to all of those places that that we put those squeeze pages in for. So let's go back to Google Drive. And this is how you get a downloadable link. So you're going to go to Google Drive and you're going to add new, and you're going to upload a file. And here, this is that ebook file, that PDF that we had. And we're going to go to, let's find it in here. So we're going to share it. Now, this is really important. When you share anything on your Google Drive, you're going to put anyone with the link because you want them to have it. But you want to make sure it's on viewer and not editor or commenter, because then they can go in and mess with it. So it's locked. They can't touch it or do anything with it. They can only download it or look at it online. So then you say, okay, anyone with the link, and you copy that link. Now that link is going to go right up here. And then the other thing you can decide to do if you want to is you can require a phone. I always say not to do that. I feel like if people want to give you their cell number, they will. If they don't, then you're just going to give you a fake number and you're going to chase your tail on it. So it's up to you though. The other thing you can do right down here is if it says, if you enter your cell number, we promise to only send interesting, relevant, blah, blah, blah. You could put something in there to entice a phone number. So you could say something like, if you enter your cell number, we will text you a list of hot buys in the Richmond suburbs or whatever. But, give them a reason why they want to put their phone number in. Okay. And then you're going to just make sure, last thing, lead type. This would be a buyer. It might be a seller too, but definitely a buyer, right? So we're going to do buyer. Make sure everything is exactly how you want it before you save it, because you can't go back and edit it. So just look through, always check for, spelling or whatever, especially if you have someone like me typing it out, because I misspell everything. And just have a look see through. And if everything's okay with you, we're going to save that. Okay. And now, just so you know.
That snow is not reflective of everybody's website. It's snowing at Heather's house.
On my website, I have snow. So this is actually if you think about it, it is a page on your website, kind of.
I was just going to ask you, Heather, one thing I love about those landing pages, and not to just hijack, but I'm going to interject, is they technically are one-page websites. They really are. And so if you've taken all this time, and I know Heather's probably gone through, some really great pro tips and steps. If you're going to take this time to create this amazing marketing strategy and you want to reuse it over and over and over again and market it, maybe even add it to your print materials, you can always forward a domain name to that link and create a unique domain name for it that you could use on your print materials. Because those, the big long string up there at the top of the actual landing page, that's not going to look real pretty on your postcards or your flyers or things like that. But what you could do is you could go buy a domain name, or that, looking to move to the burbs.com or something, and moving to the burbs.com, and then forward it to that URL up at the top. And now you've got an actual website that you can use for all of your print materials.
Yeah, it's a good thought there.
Oh, there's a pro tip also up in the upper right corner. Here's a little pro tip for you. When you click on that arrow that goes wonk and points to the top on the URL bar.
You what?
Right next to the star, there's an arrow to the left of the star on the URL bar.
Oh, this one?
Yep, you can grab a QR code for it and share that page out with a QR code right there. So
I didn't
now,
know that.
boom, yep, you can
That
download
is
that.
cool.
And that's actually a Chrome feature. So if you don't see it on yours, you may not be in Chrome, but it's a Chrome feature where you can make any page a QR code. And then you can now use that on your print materials, especially because it has that cool dinosaur on it.
I love that. I had no idea. Well, yes, you would definitely want to put that on your print materials for sure. I love that. I'm going to use that from now on. So you're going to say to me, Heather, where do I put this page? And you can put this page on tons of places. The first place you can put it on, obviously, is your social media. So if you want to go put this on your Facebook, you can do that. You know, put it on your Facebook business page, share it from your business page to your personal page. And it should pre-populate with the picture that we put in, so that custom background we put in, and you can just, you know, take this out, you know, moving out of Richmond to the burbs, pick the right area for you. You know, check out my guide or whatever. And you can post that to.
Hey, before you post that, Heather, one thing to note also is right under Heather's name right there where it drops down, it does default to your friends. And there are some options there. You're actually inside of Facebook. So make sure that you are, when you're posting, that you're making sure that you are posting it to the right, the specific audience that you want to post to. So
Yeah, and this is my personal page. So if you're on your business page, I don't think that I don't think that shows up. It just is.
I don't think so either, but a lot of people do post on their personal pages too.
But yeah, if you want to share it over to your personal page, and I would just do public, because just not just your friends, anybody, you want everyone to see that post. And then you can go ahead and post it. So that's one place to do, you know, put it on any social media you want. The other thing you can do is just put it right on your website. So if you go into your web and IDX and go to your custom pages and add a new page, could be guide to the burbs, or whatever it is you want to call it. Make that a category, and then instead of making the page, just send it to that link. Oh, Heather, where did this one right here, that link? I have too many things open. And then you can save it, and now you have your guide to the burbs right there. And so now you can take that, because it's a page on your website, and you can go back to your website manager, go into your settings, go into your navigation, and add it. So you have like a buyer's guide, all this stuff in here. I'm going to take this out because it's going to make it too big, but you can put your guide to the burbs right there and save it. And now, if I refresh this, I might have to clear my cache. No, I didn't. Guide to the burbs. It's right there on your website. And you can run, let's say you do a YouTube video about moving out of Richmond and why people are moving to the burbs. Put that link in the description on your YouTube channel. You know, put it everywhere and anywhere. You can run a Facebook ad for it. You can run a Google ad to it, all that good stuff. But it is a lead magnet. You're offering them something of value. And if they go ahead and sign up for it, then you know, they can download it immediately, and you will get their information. And when they come into KB Core, because we put I think we did Richmond Burbs as the hashtag, you could set up, you know, something that triggers when they send it out. So maybe you want to set up a guide to, or excuse me, a search alert that they automatically get, you know, homes for sale in all those 10 areas that you put in the guide. Or maybe you want to send them an actual different kind of campaign, which talks about, you know, relocating and moving out of Richmond or whatever, and that can be triggered off that hashtag too. So there's lots of things you can do with that lead once you get it in, obviously. But yeah, so I think we're got 10 minutes left. So I know I just kind of gave you guys a lot of info. But if you have any questions, I'd love to hear it. I can answer any questions. It looks cool. Let's see. I'm curious, is there an easy way I can make the ebook and save it for the company, but my agents can access it and make it their own? What I would do probably in that case is,
It has to be done
it's
outside
on
of KB Core.
Canva.
Yeah, it's on Canva. I mean, I'm sure there's some Canva team.
Yeah, if you
uh,
have Canva, you can get a team thing, and you can actually share if they have their own Canva. So if you're in Canva, where am I at here? And you share it, I believe sharing anyone with the link can edit it, and you copy that link, then you can send that to them and they can open it in their own Canva. I would though make a copy of the one you made, save it, and and then share that copy so that they're not messing with your copy. But yeah, they can do that too. If you want to make it that way for them, you can share that in Canva and they can open it up in their Canva. Love to chase training suggestion, different examples to use Zapier in the smart campaigns. I'll do that next week. Is there somewhere this is recorded that we can catch it? Yes. So just like I said at the beginning,
I added the YouTube playlist link.
It's on our YouTube channel. They will go up usually in the next couple of days, and it is on the playlist for KB Core Success Meetups right there. Next. Cool. Yay, and thank you. You're welcome. Does anybody have any other questions? And it doesn't have to be related to what we just did. It could be related to anything KB Core wise that you want to learn about or know about before we've got a little bit
Hey,
of
Heather,
time.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Could you go into Web and IDX? Because I think that it's worth kind of just doing a quick recap on how you took that custom page and created a navigation link for it, a navigation tab across their top navigation. And because there's a couple of different areas in there. So if you could just maybe go through that one more time.
Yeah, so whenever you make a page, you have a page title and you have to give it a category. So if you give it a category, so see how test, you can choose the category to be in your navigation, in which case any page that is in that category will be in a drop down underneath it, or you can choose an actual page to be in your navigation and you just choose the page. So in order to do that one more time, you go to your website manager, you go to your settings, and you're gonna go to your custom navigation and see where I said pages for navigation or categories. So if you do categories, it's going to be a drop down of everything that has that category. Or if you do the page, you just choose the page that you want to show up. And then whatever you have. So I have these two pages and these two categories chosen. So as you can see right here, those are here. And
so it is a good way to kind of think about that is that if you go back to the Web and IDX, is one way to think about it is, and correct me if I'm wrong in here, is that the top, the select custom pages for navigation, that's one page at a time. And then the categories, select categories for navigation, that's multiple pages within the category.
Yeah,
so it's one at a time, or it's multiple pages nested underneath it.
Yeah, so here's your partners, and those are the two pages that have the partners category. But Guide to the Burbs is just one page. So that's up there in the pages. And these are the categories.
So top page, a link over, and the bottom is for multiple pages. I always like to kind of share that because I think that's sometimes confusing for folks.
Yeah. You're just beginning with KB Core. Does your channel have beginner videos? Where to begin? Well, the first place you should begin is if you go to your dashboard. Actually, is it still on here, Kelly?
I would, yeah, nope. I would go straight in for those of you that are just getting started, I would always recommend taking the Agent Quick Start course. Now there's two ways you can access the Quick Start course. For those of you that like to do a little continued education in your spare time at your own convenience, you can take the on-demand learning portal course. So if you hop back into KV Core, in the upper right corner of KV Core, there is a quick link right to that Agent Quick Start right there. There you go, right there. That is the quick link over to the Agent Quick Start. It will take you into your learning portal where you can access this 4-part series of really the basic beginning getting started, but it does a really good deep dive in all of the major tools in KV Core. And each of those sessions does have what we call like a companion webinar that you can join and register. And we hold those Monday through Thursday, and they're 10 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. So whatever the adjusted time zone math is for where you are, you can find those registration links also in the training calendar, which is what Heather's pointing out. So if you want to skip the learning portal course and come to a live webinar, you'll definitely get some value for it, but I do encourage you to take the learning portal course first. It just sort of ties things up together for you. Now, these sessions that we do Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays, like what Heather is on today, the success meetups, Tuesdays and Thursdays, we try to stick to some beginner, maybe intermediate type stuff. But on Wednesdays, man, that's where Heather takes it into turbocharge, and she does all these great, crazy things, integrating outside things like Zapier and Canva and custom pages, and really diving in deep into some strategies. So there's kind of a method to our madness here. Choose whichever journey works for you. I always, always, always encourage you to reach out to support with direct questions using that little blue chat bubble on the lower right corner of your dashboard. So that's me being my closing moderator for you, Heather.
Thanks. Helen had a question. She raised her hand, so I'm just going to let you talk, Helen. If you have a question, go ahead and unmute yourself and let me know what I can tell you. You just have to unmute yourself, Helen, if you want to ask your question.
No question, sorry.
Oh, okay.
She's giving you a high five. Great training.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds good. Let me look back and see if we have any other questions. I don't think so. Last call for questions before we wrap it up here. Q&A question. Is there a setting to prevent my KV Core emails from going to client spam? It's not a setting. There's a whole list of things you can do to fix that situation. The number one thing you can do is to, if you have not yet, is to so mine's not synced up actually, but you'll want to connect your Google or your Outlook to your KV Core, because otherwise basically we're sending it kind of on your behalf and it kind of looks spammy then. But if you connect your Gmail for to your account, you're giving us permission to send it out through your actual Gmail, which looks a lot less spammy to other people. There's a bunch of other things you can do to help the situation. If you go into your support and training and you go into the support center, there is an article on that. I think if you just type in spam, it should come up. Yeah, right here, email deliverability. You know, why do emails go to spam? Like all the things you can do to stop your emails from going to spam. And I will put this in the chat for you guys. So you kind of want to, you know, have a look through there and see where things might be stumbling for your email. Okay, any other questions? Thoughts, muses? Oh, I did it again. I always do that. It's like default to host and panelists instead of everyone.
Oh. Here, I'll add
There
it.
it
Oh,
is.
you go.
They're always like, what, where? Okay. Well, then I guess we're right at 12:30 at our time, so I will let everybody go, but it was a pleasure to, how do we copy chat?
Well, you just click on the link in the chat and it'll open up the.
Yeah, if you click on the link, it should open it in a new tab for you. Okay. Okay, guys. Well, I will see you guys next week. And next week, by request, I will talk about Zapier steps in your, I feel like I did one of those already, but maybe I didn't. Zapier steps in your campaigns. Okay. Later, tater tots.
Bye, everybody. Now get off here and go sell a house.
Yep. Bye.